Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and here is the camera comparison of two Xiaomi smartphones with great camera hardware, the Redmi Note 7s with the Redmi Note 7 Pro. When it comes to smartphone cameras, one sensor which is making a lot of buzz is a Sony's new IMX586 sensor with a 48 megapixel, which is now available on the Redmi Note 7 Pro. On the other hand, Xiaomi announced the Redmi Note 7s again with a 48 megapixel shooter, but this time around with a Samsung's GM1 sensor. So let's find out how they stack against each other. First, let's have a look at the hardware. The Redmi Note 7s comes with a 48 megapixel half-inch sensor with 0.8 micron pixels and f1.8 aperture and 4-in-1 pixel binning technology. The Xiaomi has used Samsung's GM1 sensor here. There is a secondary depth sensing 5 megapixel shooter. On the front panel, it has a 13 megapixel f2.0 camera with screen flash included. Now talking about the specifications of the Redmi Note 7 Pro. It comes with a 48 megapixel f1.79 primary camera with Sony IMX586 sensor and a secondary 5 megapixel depth sensing camera. On the front panel, it again has a 13 megapixel f2.0 selfie camera along with screen flash. First, let's have a look at the video recording. Here both the smartphones can record videos in 1080p resolution in 30 and 60 fps. While the Note 7 Pro can do 4K at 30 fps, this feature is missing on the Note 7s. The video quality as such looks quite similar, but the Note 7 Pro has an issue with the camera UI lagging and EIS getting jittery at times. But this issue seems to have resolved in the Note 7s, and we did not notice any sort of lagging while recording video. The Redmi Note 7 Pro needs an update to fix this issue in the video recording. Next up, the daylight captures. Looking at the first picture, you can see the Redmi Note 7s images are colorful and at the same time a bit saturated than the Note 7 Pro. While details are good on both the phones, the color quality is better on the Redmi Note 7 Pro. While the Redmi Note 7 Pro also suffers from saturation issues in certain conditions, it is more closer to real colors than the Note 7s. Images are also sharper on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, and this is evident when you zoom into the pictures. The dynamic range seems to be quite similar on both the phones. Both the devices have dedicated 48 megapixel mode, and you can see that the images are better on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, and this is quite evident when you zoom into the pictures. The Note 7s also performs pretty well in the 48 megapixel mode. Now in close-up shots, it is pretty evident that the Note 7 Pro fetches more details and images are also sharper than the Note 7s. Moving to portrait shots, there isn't a major difference we saw in the images, and both does a good job in portrait shots. Now moving on to the low light. Here again the Note 7 Pro fetches more details and images are sharper than the Note 7s. The Note 7s also does a decent job when there is adequate artificial light around. The Note 7s has also higher noise levels than the Note 7 Pro. Overall, in low light shots, the Note 7 Pro takes the healthy lead. Both the devices have night mode and the performance is quite good on both the devices with sharper low light pictures. On closer look, the Note 7 Pro has slightly better details. Finally, the selfie experience. Here we didn't see any drastic difference as both the devices have the same 13 megapixel shooter. There is a minor difference in skin tones and otherwise the samples look similar. The portrait mode in selfies is also quite similar on both the phones. So this is the front-facing camera sample taken with the Redmi Note 7s. It can record videos in 1080p resolution. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output from the front camera on the Redmi Note 7s. So this is the front-facing camera sample taken with the Redmi Note 7 Pro. It can record videos in 1080p resolution. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output from the front camera on the Note 7 Pro. So that is a comparison of the Note 7s with the Note 7 Pro. So overall we can say that Note 7 Pro emerges as the winner with superior Sony IMX586 sensor when compared to the Samsung's 48 megapixel sensor. The only area where the Note 7 Pro needs to improve is the camera UI lag when recording videos, and we are hoping Xiaomi fixes this soon. But having said that, the Note 7S priced lower than the Redmi Note 7 Pro also does a quite good job for the price segment it is being offered. So that is the camera comparison of the Redmi Note 7 Pro with the Redmi Note 7S. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.